Hello.
Hello. Did you want to ask me something?
I'm here to ask you a few questions, ma'am.
How can I help you?
I would like to know more about this pondering pool entity.
My empire?
Your empire. The pondering pool empire.
I just don't know where to begin. Honest to God. I began as a potter, let's face it.
Let's start there.
So yeah, I ended up making a line of candle lamps, which were really good sellers, and sold them for many years. I did the show circuit and the whole 9 yards.
And then how did you transition away from that?
My body was kind of falling apart, and I could no longer kick that wheel.
Wow.
But it was good because I was ready to move on. I had started doing some sculpting, and that was cool. Sculpting I love.
Tell us about the creative evolution from that point on.
I was nursing my knee, and I decided to start drawing, painting some more. And I had no formal education that way. But of course I had an innate ability. I sought instruction with Lilius Apland.
She's a local artist.
Perfect. She's a local artist, an older woman who gave lessons out of her home. So I had semi-private lessons with her 3 days a week, and it was great. For 4 years I studied with her.
Wow.
Yeah. It was amazing. She was very supportive of all the strange. She goes, well, you certainly do have something to say, when I would show her the things I was drawing, which would always involve like a body part and then a person sitting, like next to a long arm or, the usual. Yeah. But then what happened was I realized that I could write. My sister Diane got me started writing, and that opened a whole new world of expression too. That was really something. Diane and I spent all our time together. Those were the days.
How would you write? Didn't you write to each other?
We
exchanged writings or something?
Well, we wrote independent of one another, but we would then read each other our writings over and over again, and we would tell each other how brilliant we were and the whole thing. I mean, we loved the process, and we just loved being together. So we would crack up. I mean, it was all about laughing. And we spent all our time doing that, and from that grew Pondering Pool.
So was it a way of seeing the humor in the bleakness or in the absurdity?
Yeah. And the odder, the better. The darker, almost the better. It was very comfortable there in the dark. And really, really funny. God, our trips to the emergency room were hysterical, I'm telling you. So it was it was a special kind of relationship.
So, and that was unique, right? Even among your numerous sister creatures, you and Diane were unique. That connection.
In that connection, yeah.
And so you said you started putting images to the words.
Yeah, I did. And that was really fun. In the beginning, it was so much fun. It was really easy. And I would just choose whatever I was feeling like at the moment and illustrate it.
And did those form the basis of some of the cards?
Those were the first cards. So Diane, and every time I would make an image, draw an image for it, Diane would have to come running over to see it, because she didn't have a computer. There was no way for us to connect that way. So I would call her up so excited, and she would come over.
Was she an artist too?
She began to paint later in life. And yeah, she was great with color and form. Her drawings were really primitive, but they were fabulous. They're so full of expression, mostly pain, but with such joy. Her colors were so joyous, and the subject matter was so gruesome.
There are those who have said that your work is playful and happy and upbeat. Is that how do you feel about your work? How do you perceive it?
It depends on which work we're talking about. If you're talking about strictly Pondering Pool, I see it as struggle, not really dark, but just struggle, and then moving forward into the light.
And
well,
finding humor.
And finding humor, yeah. Because, yes, because you must laugh.
Where do you see yourself now?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going now. I have all kinds of ideas. My sister passed 6 years ago. Everything has changed. Pondering Pool has changed. It's not the same in there without her.
And it was a way, the artwork for a while was a way of dealing with the grief?
Yeah, well, my artwork is always about dealing with it. I'm so happy with that particular, yeah, oh yeah. Not in the cars necessarily, though,
Yeah.
but some of them actually were little tributes to her.
Yeah, as tributes to
yeah,
her.
Definitely. But now, you know, these characters have been around for 15 years, and I think
they haven't aged a bit.
They haven't aged a bit, that's right. But they've said a lot. They've, you know, emoted time and again over the same things, and I think it's, yeah, they're ready to move on. But I'm not really sure to what.
Can you say something about perhaps your idea with videos?
Oh yes, videos. Oh, I love those. Yeah, I
mean, you've done some
idios.
some idios. Some, I was going to say anthropomorphizing, bringing your characters to life.
To life, yeah. Yeah, well, I've sort of performed some of my writings, yes, and been able to break character out of this into that, and have had some of the most fun ever in my life. That's something we need to talk about.
Yeah, playing is something that's evident throughout your work. Also, you know, even in just me sitting here in the jester hat,
that's right.
It's representative
of the friends I choose.
No, you can see that, and it sounds like that was something from early on. Was playing as an escape, or playing as expression, or playing just for the hell of it?
I think all of those things. I haven't even really thought about picking it apart. Let's analyze playing. I don't know. It's just fun. That's all there is to it.